All right, here we're taking a look at everybody's favorite news propaganda network caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Here we go. So what's happened is Fox News has been caught altering photos of the takeover in Seattle. So if you saw you may have heard about this. I did a video a couple days ago about there's a few square blocks in Seattle that were taken over by protesters, right? The police stepped back from the East Precinct when things started getting dangerous. They didn't want to escalate things. So they stepped back, and basically protesters stepped in and filled the void and have taken over this part of town. Now, it's not violent. People are not being murdered. So people's lives are not in danger at the moment, right? We even saw in that video that I showed you, we saw the police chief standing there face to face with the person who's sort of taken lead on the protests, and they were just having a conversation. They were talking it out. No one was even raising their voice. It was just very reasonable conversation that people were having. So although, yes, this is a very serious situation, it is not a deadly situation where people's lives are immediately in danger. That's not what we're looking at right now. So Fox is reporting on this, right? Of course they are, but they are absolutely not trying to portray this story in the way that it should be, in an honest, legitimate way. What they are trying to do is generate fear. They are trying to cultivate fear in their audience to win people over to the fact that we need police, and without police, people are going to be getting hurt and things are going to go bad. So let's take a look at this photo behind me. This has kind of become an iconic photo of the area that was taken over by protesters. So you've probably seen this. You are now entering Free Cap Hill. All right. Now, just so you don't think, well, maybe Fox News got another picture and that they didn't doctor this picture. They maybe used another one. Well, look very closely. Look at these individuals in the background right here. The three individuals that are talking over to the right, okay? You're going to see those three individuals in the exact same pose, especially the individual on the left. You're going to see exactly him. So take a look at this, and now let's compare it to the photo that Fox News used in their reporting. Okay, this was used on their website. It's used to generate fear. So think about this picture that we're looking at. It's a very casual picture. It doesn't make anyone scared. It doesn't make you anxious, right? Now imagine this one over here. So now we look at the doctored photo. It's actually the exact same photo we were looking at, except they have put this individual in there, this armed individual in there, who was never actually at the protest. In fact, they tracked it down. This individual we see here that's all suited up and ready for adventure, this is from a Getty image, right? So Getty, if you're not familiar, Getty images are where a lot of places go. If you know, oh, I'm working on a project, I need a photo. You go to Getty Images, you license the video, and then you get to use that photo. So Fox went and found this scary looking individual, and then they photoshopped him into this picture that we just saw a minute ago, not that scary, right? And again, look at that individual in the background, and if you compare it, you will see it is the exact same photo. His legs, the creases in his pants, the way he's leaning up near that fence, everything is identical. This is the exact same photo, except now this scary individual is in there. So, you know, and then that gives the headline a whole new impact when you read it. It can't continue. Seattle police urge to move in, retake downtown district seized by brazen anti-cop anarchists. Okay, so if you had just put the other picture in there, the real picture that happened in reality, it's not going to evoke the kind of emotion that you want to evoke if you're Fox News, which is fear, right? It's really the fear network trying to get people scared. Very different when we put this individual in here. Now, here's where I just think they got lazy. They took this exact same cutout, this exact same individual, and they put him into two other photos. You would think that they would have at least gotten this individual or another individual and photoshopped them into other photos. No, they just wanted to get this stuff on the web. It's the exact same individual. So now if we switch over to, so now here's another photo. I mean, how lazy is this, right? Usually, if you've got a billion-dollar network. You're paying people millions and millions of dollars. The least you could do is have the person Photoshop a few different photos, because otherwise people are going to go, wait a minute, isn't this the exact same guy that was in the other photo? Yes, and in fact, you can see it's the exact same photo. If you look at him, you look at the shadow on his arm, you look at the way his fingers are held, you look at the wrinkles in his mask. It is literally the same thing we just saw, but now moved over and put in front of another photo. Okay, so again, there appears to be some looting going on in the background. That, of course, is bad, and we don't want places getting robbed, right? That's breaking the law. But it's a whole different scenario when someone is taking a backpack out of a store versus armed men standing in front of it. It's a little bit of a different scenario here. Okay, so it's definitely taking photos, photojournalism. The whole idea is you're trying to tell a story with photos, and people don't read nearly as much as they used to. You get a lot of information from that photo. So if you present a misleading photo, you're wrong. You're lying. You're being dishonest. You're being disingenuous. There's no way around it. They didn't stop there, right? Here he is again and again. Look at that shadow on his arm. Look at the shadows on his pants. Look at the wrinkles in his mask. This is the exact same photo of the guy that they cut out and put in here. The background photo is a little bit different, but this guy is the same, right? So they cut him out, they masked him out, then moved him into 3 different photos. Boom, put these on the web. Lazy, right? If you're going to take the time to try to change people's minds and propagandize and all that, at least don't be lazy about it. At least do a good job, right? What do they tell kids now? Whatever you do be the best at it. So if you're going to be a propaganda guy, at least do it well, right? Don't make it obvious. Okay, so there's this, and they didn't even stop there. We see this photo, right, with the headline, Seattle helpless as armed guards patrol anarchists. Autonomous zone, shake down businesses, cops. So again, this looks really scary. Wow, that's what's going on in Seattle? Let's get a little bit better look at this now that we've seen the title. Go, man, that's what's going on in the autonomous zone? No. This picture is from Minnesota. So not even in the same part of the country as the Seattle protests, but we'll put it in there because we want you to be scared. We want you to be fearful because when you're afraid, we can control you. We can get you to think a certain way because that fear is controlling you. Okay, so this is just straight up totally inappropriate reporting, right? This won't come as a surprise to most of you who follow my channel. You already know that Fox News is full of it, but right here we have absolute proof. They're literally just making up photos to put along with their stories to generate fear and to get people thinking we need that army to move in there, right? And let's remember, this is the same network that Trump tunes into in the morning and then makes policy decisions based on what that network tells him. Okay, it's almost like worse than propaganda. It's not just the government putting out information because they want things a certain way. It's actually changing the policies that get made because he listens to them so much over there. So not good. We need some honest reporting. And then, as if this wasn't bad enough, then the story just goes from evil to just dumb. Just dumb. So those of you who are Monty Python fans, you're probably going to pick this up a little bit quicker than other people did. And I guarantee you're going to pick it up faster than Fox News did because they didn't even get it. So here we go.
And we're also learning that there is infighting among some of the occupiers and some signs of rebellion against Raz Simone, who we introduced you to here on the story last night. One posting on social media that has now been deleted read this: I didn't vote for Raz. I thought we were an autonomous collective, an anarcho-syndicalist commune at the least. We should take turns to act as a sort of executive officer for the week. It's just part of that.
We're an anarcho-syndicalist commune. We take it in turns to act as a sort of executive officer for the week.
Yes.
But all the decisions of that officer have to be ratified at a special bi-weekly meeting.
Yes, I see.
By a simple majority in the case of purely internal affairs.
Be quiet.
But by a 2/3 majority in the...
Okay, so if we go back, if you see the part that they actually didn't read out in the Fox News discussion of this, it is just more of that quote that we just saw from Monty Python. So basically what happened was someone went into Reddit and left a comment, a satire comment, right, referring to Monty Python, and Fox doesn't get it. They just read the comment on the air, and they don't actually understand what's going on here, but it's absolutely ridiculous. So this, an anarcho-syndicalist commune at the least, we should take turns to act as a sort of executive officer for the week, but of course all the decisions of that officer would have to be ratified at a special biweekly meeting by a simple majority in the case of internal affairs, or 2/3 majority in the case of more major issues. That's the Monty Python quote that we just saw the video of that. So, Fox News is showing all levels of bad reporting, from intentional, misleading, basically straight up lying to us, to just not even realizing that the thing they're putting on air is a total satire, right? It's totally ridiculous. So, I know it was kind of funny to laugh at. Most of you already knew that Fox News was full of it, so it's not like I'm bringing you new news that you didn't already know. So I know this comes as no surprise to any of you, but it is important that we call out this kind of action and that we see it when it's happening, so that we don't get sucked into it, and that when we all have relatives who basically get pulled into the siren song of having Fox News all day, and then their brain begins to get twisted. It's good to be able to show people, look, your network is literally lying to your face. So thanks for checking out the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can check out all the new material as it becomes available, and we'll see you in the future.